for sure.
So right now, are you in Colombia or where are you located?
Uh, yes, but I'm in a university exchange currently. I'm very young. I'm 20. I'm in Madrid in Spain. But this
Oh,
Sunday
fire.
I'm going back to Colombia. Yes.
Oh, fire. That's cool. So give me a breakdown as far as like what you're doing business wise.
Yeah, so since January this year, where I started this company with my business partner Victor. It's AI voice agents that we sell to
Mhm,
service companies in the United States. So if we talk about HVAC, plumbers, roofers, solar installers, what we're selling is speed to lead because these people they get a lot of calls, but
mhm,
they might have a receptionist, but they're not always answering immediately. And I'm not sure if you've seen the statistics, but if you answer in less than 5 minutes, you have a way higher chance of like getting
mhm.
this lead. And this
Right.
is the exact pain point that like we're fixing with these AI agents. On a second note, uh, some of these small businesses they cannot afford a receptionist, so our
Mhm,
solution comes in at a lower price than a human solution, and like these two are the main angles that we're attacking. So it's AI voice agent for US companies who really need to book appointments.
mhm. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen a handful of them out there. I guess for you, like what's kind of the biggest differentiator between like what your company does versus the others? Because I'm always on Facebook ad library, just checking out what other people are doing. And I've seen so many people just run ads for, like speed to lead or just an AI receptionist when it comes to like in calls and things like that. So and I've tried some tools out myself, some were good, some were like, really, really shitty, like I could have made within 10 minutes. So I guess what's like your unique mechanism versus like the other companies per se?
Well, I have to add, cherry on top of all of this that we have
Mhm,
is that we spent quite a while developing the voice so it sounds as human as possible. So
mhm,
let's say an older person would not identify it's AI. So we really went through a deep process of like figuring out, okay, how do we actually program these voices to sound as human as possible? And we figured that part out. So we even have demos on our website, which you can listen to. I can send you the link later. And it
mhm,
does really sound very, very human. This for on one side, and then on the other side, it's not like we think, okay, it's a AI agent. Anyone could build this out, really. Uh,
mhm.
Partly yes, but partly no, because it's not just an agent. It's an actual like system and infrastructure, because
Right.
you have to direct those leads. The company has a CRM. We have to build all those integrations out. It's a real done for you system. So because most of these business owners it's AI agent, like they don't understand about tech, about AI. They just want
Mhm,
their leads handled and their calls taken like priority on, right? So
mhm,
that's actually what we're doing. It's a all-in-one solution. um
mhm.
and if I can add something here too is um, that's actually one of the mistakes that we did at the start when we started this company is we just focused so much on this AI agents. But in reality, when we had the first couple of sales calls, people were saying, "Hey, Luis, so we don't just need an agent. Do you guys also offer SMS outreach? Do you guys also can you build a new website for me?" Like those kind of things. So we moved from
Right.
just selling this agent to actually selling like packages, like everything that's tech we can handle. And that's been working way better for us currently, because that's just what the
Right.
market is needing currently.
Right. No, that makes sense. I feel like the biggest problem that companies they almost are their biggest enemy because they're putting themselves in a box. So a lot of companies that I talk to, because obviously, we've talked before. Like I've built a bunch of different sales teams, and I've done consulting work for some of these companies. And I think the biggest problem is a lot of guys, they build out their offer before they even get product market fit. And like for you, it's like, yes, obviously the speed to lead is a big thing, but then once you actually start to bring this to the market, you realize, okay, people need SMS, people want the actual flow to it. And what I've seen is a huge problem, especially with AI. It's like there's no longer an advantage to being first because as you've seen, for example, with OpenClaw, everyone went out and bought a Mac Mini, and then Claude Code comes out with something
Yeah,
that's pretty much the same thing or even better within the next week. But I think where you can actually scale the best is by having a proven stack to where sure people are getting the AI voice agent, but also they're getting their whole funnel build out because the reality is like marketing and sales, you can't really put them in a vacuum. They're all in one. So that's where I see a lot of companies fail is they're simply just siloing one product, and they're trying to just sell only one thing without stacking the offer. So it's like you can get replaced very very quickly if you're not stacking an offer, because once you're building out their funnel and you're building out their SMS, like the likelihood that they churn is going to be a lot lower versus if you're only selling them, one agent. Maybe they find another company and they could just say, "Oh, well, we're paying, $250 a month for Luis's product, but we found another voice agent for $100." But if you're actually stacking your offer, and like you said, you're doing the SMS flows, the CRM builds, all that stuff out, you become a lot harder to replace, which is a good thing that you mentioned.
absolutely, I do agree, and that's ex like you just summed it up. That's exactly what I mentioned, and that what happened to me. And actually, I've tried different ints to sell the voice agent. So, for example, people have been way more receptive on like a website rebuild, and then we acquired them from there. Like we're essentially actually just building out their website, but then from
Right.
them it goes, oh, dude, I actually also need SMS. I'm open to testing this other thing out, and it goes from there. So
Mhm.
the lowest barrier entry point is not actually voice agents, which we thought at the
Mhm.
start. No, it's websites or SMS. So it's good to
Mhm.
stay flexible and figure those things out on the go, like on the way.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I feel like too the big thing is obviously if you're scaling an AI company, really of any sort, even if it's just software, it's like you got to stay flexible at the beginning because the way you float is by getting capital. So like what I talk to a lot of teams about is if you need to do like one-time builds or you need to do like consulting or whatever, like you will stay flexible, get the cash, and then do things that are not scalable. Because obviously, once you guys are scaled up and you guys are doing, $200,000 a month with voice agents, okay, yeah, then it may not make a whole lot of sense to do these one-time builds. But when you're obviously just trying to acquire as many customers as possible, like that's just the highest leverage thing because not only are you getting people into your ecosystem to where you're providing them a service and you can sell them on the back end, but you're also getting capital so that you can float into marketing and things like that. As far as like actually building out this product, because you mentioned that you started this in January, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess my question for you is building this product back in January, which is crazy to think about because it's not been that long. Was it much harder to build back when you first started versus building something now?
Voice
Mhm.
agents literally just dropped when 20%, now it's like at 85, if we can so say it. And yeah, it was way harder, especially I'd say it gets easy if you can pay for information. That's the way better route. It's like a shortcut because YouTube is very useful to a certain extent, but if you have insider info, let's say you have a specific person who has a very good course, It was
Right, 100%. I mean, if anyone was, unless they're selling info, like if anyone was smart.
so like actually buying this information from some of the top voices in the space actually accelerated everything. And then you have the other person who's like very good at sales but doesn't have the technical background.
Mainstream because it's
No, I mean,
probably
as soon
after
as
that.
Opus, in Claude Opus 4.5 released, it was a big turning point. It was massively better than Opus 3 and worked, so to speak.
Right, right. That makes sense. Um, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I've noticed too is like obviously we talked back in like January. It's like it's that wasn't even that long ago. But even like when I was building automations, like even 2 months ago, it's gotten so much better
Oh,
since just like automations and things like that. And it's like I haven't had any to where now like I'm literally just using Claude Code and I really don't have any pushback from it. Like before, it was saying, "Oh, I can't do that," or I'd have to research, find another way to do it. Versus now, like I've been building way more high quality software for less the time. Plus, it's just been way easier. So it's crazy to take a look at just how much it's actually progressed. So I guess take me back. What's your background before this, as far as just business wise?
well, last year I was full-time working on another business, if we can so say, like a startup. We're
Mm-hmm.
basically getting leads for, it's just a lead generation for plastic surgery, like doctors, but we were doing it with a clinic, like a big clinic. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't quite work out as we wanted. We had some very good marketing strategies. We grew a TikTok account. We had videos with 5 million views.
Damn.
We really built a content strategy and actually executed on it. But the quality of those leads were not the ones we expected. So just for context, I'm usually based in Colombia, in South America,
Mm-hmm.
and in Medellin, which is the city I live in, it has a lot
Mm-hmm.
of like medical establishments where they do plastic surgery, very good
Right.
plastic surgeons.
Gotta get those BBLs.
Yes, exactly. So, and the prices, they're cheaper than in America
Right.
or Europe. But yeah, mostly Americans, they come down and do the surgery and then they come back up, right? So what we're trying to do is not market to Americans, but to local Colombians first. And the main strategies we chose was we had a TikTok, Instagram, like social media, and then we had paid performance advertising. So, and it was impressive because our TikTok grew exponentially, and the best leads we ever
Mm.
had came from TikTok, which we never
Mm.
expected. And it was all
Yeah.
Colombians, like Latin people. And then we tried performance marketing. It was not really working very well. We didn't make much sales. Okay, it was a failure. But in the performance marketing side, we just didn't get the quality we wanted. Like the people we got from these ads we made on Facebook, they were not even qualified for financing, like very bad
Oh shit.
leads. And we made
Mhm.
this mistake. At least we didn't burn so much, so we learned fast. But then, yeah, in November, December, we decided to pivot and do something else, and that's why we're on call center AI, like these AI voice agents. Where that's why we
Mhm.
pivoted to this. So, but in the grand scale, it's a good opportunity. I've talked with some other people who tried this out in Colombia as well, and the issue is
Mhm.
always the lead quality. And very talented people who also tried doing the same thing and didn't find success. And yeah,
Mhm.
let's see who's gonna be the next one who's successful with this market.
Yeah,
But yeah,
makes sense. So, you guys were running. So you guys were running their. So for your clients, you were running their TikTok pages, and then you were running their ads.
No,
correct?
we grew our own brand. It was called Guia Medica, like medical guide VIP, and it was
Right.
labeled as a concierge, like a medical concierge business. So we recommend the exact doctors. We had affiliations with the
Uh,
top
yeah.
doctors, and our TikTok did extremely well. We had more than more than 10 videos that went over 100K, as I told you. And
Yeah.
we did get quite some good leads from there. But yeah, we stopped it. It was a lot of work. Um, but I'm not sure if you've
That makes
seen
sense.
Devin Jato online.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so it's a guy from he's American, and he gives you like strategies to grow your TikTok and Instagram. We just bought his course. We bought his course 100K, and
Yeah.
we just implemented his system. But yeah, we didn't convert these leads as we expected.
Hmm. So I'm trying to think. So like this makes sense. So you guys own the page, obviously. You're just essentially referring people. How are you getting paid from the actual clinics? Were they was it referral fees or how is it working?
Yes, so we just we get the price list from each of the doctors, and we are also in charge of making the sale. So we make the sale, and we just put 20% on top, and that's like our margin, which we take home. And
That makes sense.
yeah, so we just make the product more expensive, and we take that more margin home. The client gets billed at the doctor's office, but he knows he's from us. We already have all
Right.
the client information, which is provided to us, and we refer them directly to the doctor. It was a bit- that actually that was
Yeah, that makes sense. As far as the ad spend, so were you guys fronting the ad spend too, or were they covering that?
no, we're fronting the ad spend.
You're fronting, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's tough. So I know a lot of guys that run like, for example, marketers, and then their cost per lead is maybe, instead of doing the referral model or the affiliate model, they're just upselling the cost per lead. So maybe,
right.
their cost per lead for a roofing lead in Texas is $20. They're just reselling it to a specific company for $30 in hopes that, that company is buying, thousands of leads every single month. Like that's interesting though, because you're essentially owning the infrastructure and then it's not the normal like SMMA shit where,
No,
you're essentially a
it was
contract.
a really good it was a good offer for the doctors, if we can say. We
Right.
had we run with very high risk. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, the problem is like obviously with info being so accessible, like it's obviously good, and there's a lot of people out there like young kids that are grinding, but I get way too many DMs like, "Hey, bro, like, can I run your ads for $1,000?" Like the classic, just like retainer
yeah,
model. Um, like it's like for you to actually be able to scale like an SMMA or like a marketing agency, it's like you have to have an offer that it's like that to where it's either like heavy performance based, which brings a lot of risk, or you're doing like a pay per lead. But like if you're just doing like the retainer model, like obviously you can get to you know 20K a month doing it, but like if you actually want to make like retarded money with it, like you probably gotta have a different offer. So I mean, that's actually cool though, because that's a pretty good offer. Um, so I guess back to the voice agent. So what's the whole strategy now as far as just getting clients? Are you guys mainly doing outbound, or what are you guys doing specifically? And you don't need to dox anything. Just
for sure.
generalization.
Well, my business partner, I know I talk about him a lot, but he's very experienced. We
Mhm.
have a like over 20 year gap. He's older than me and like has
Oh,
done
fire.
marketing for over 15 years. So
Mhm.
anyways, we he's very good with SEO, So we're buying backlinks, we're buying links, and we also started an email marketing campaign.
Hmm.
Usually we were sending about between 1,000 and 2,000 emails per day, and
Oh, nice.
we're getting some good replies. It's just we need to convert them too. So um, we have gotten some good leads from email, and
Hmm.
I, to be very honest, I spent the last 2 weeks in Spain doing this university program, so I was very a bit giving it to him. But as soon as I'm back in the office at home, I'm gonna be outreaching through Facebook as well. Facebook is a very interesting channel because all these craftsmen, that's where they spend their time on. And
Right.
what we're doing basically is joining these Facebook groups, like let's say HVAC business owners or plumbing servicemen America, like these specific groups, and just giving value posts, like posting value posts,
Right.
and of course searching for keywords um, that these people have commented previously in the group, and like replying to them. And what I'm trying now as well is if I see a very interesting business owner who could benefit from our services, I don't just try to message him, but also I try to call him, send him an email, like
Mhm.
use a omni-channel approach,
Right.
because I've seen like the statistics back it up that it's gonna perform way better. But I need to say I haven't like I'm gonna start this month on next Monday. Okay, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
the strategy.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people don't look at, like, they just look at the normal, like, inbound or email or cold calling. But, like, dude, Facebook groups are so underrated because I've talked to so speed to lead system, but they're only doing it with car dealerships,
Right.
and like that's exactly what I said. I'm like, dude, you guys gotta Facebook groups because it's literally just a free, instead of you having to scrape, and go on Zoom info and get these contacts. Their contact right there. You don't even have to pay for it. And then majority of the time, if you go on their Facebook account, they have their business on there, so you can just scrape it
Yeah.
and go into and give them a call. There was a guy that I talked to last month. He runs. I can't really get into the details, but so he has his own software. But what he does is he's built his own Facebook group, just as, like an anonymous owner, but he built it around the industry to where he's doing, similar things to what your plan is, building value, but he actually owns the group. And so now he has a lot more authority because, I mean, needless to say, if it's moral or not, he can just do shameless plugs in the chat because I'm sure, some Facebook groups, they say no promotion.
Yeah.
Whereas with this guy, he owns it and no one knows because it's just anonymous. And he just says, if anyone, is having issues with X, Y, and Z problem,
Yeah.
like this is a very, very good software that I've seen a lot of, X, Y, and Z business owners use. So like
Yeah.
that would be, obviously, that's something that takes a little bit longer, but that's something that, I'm sure wouldn't hurt. But yeah, that would take, I'm sure it took him like 6 months to actually build
Oh,
out the group, but now it's something that he actually owns,
that's
which is
awesome.
good.
That's actually thanks for mentioning it. Taking notes. The 6 months you're saying. That's quite a time, but
You
that's
could do
where
it
it's at.
along what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it in tandem to what you're doing, but like, I feel like it's fire because I've tried to do outreach on a lot of the Facebook groups, and sometimes it's like there's no promotional posts, or even if you're posting and trying to give value, it's like you have to wait.
Yeah.
There's always like pending posts you gotta wait for, so
Yeah.
um, it's a bit of an issue. Um,
That's a great
so
idea.
as far as Oh yeah, no, thank you. Um, as far as like the build goes, is are you and your business owner like more split 50-50? Like you're more at the beginning, you were more tech and he was more marketing, or is it just how do you guys go about splitting that?
No, he has a majority share. I have a lower split. I take home 15%, and for me that's
Mhm.
completely fine because he's a like a Victor Smushkevich. He's a heavyweight in like what he's doing in marketing. I'm not sure if you know
Hmm.
Luke Belmar. He's the
Yep.
CEO of his community, Gem Hunters, and yeah, he's done multiple six figures to the point
Oh, your
where
business
I
partner?
see him as a mentor, so to speak,
Uh,
and I'm grateful for him considering me and giving me a percentage of this company, and I'm committed to it. Like I'm more in the operational side of things, but I've
mhm.
learned so much because of course, we talk every day, and he shares everything that's happening, and I've leveled up massively my AI coding skills, my SEO skills, my copywriting skills. All of them have been improved in the past months, and yeah, I'm 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 grateful for the position I'm in. So
Mhm.
so yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So he's the actual CEO of Gem
He's
Hunters.
the CEO, yeah, of course.
Oh shit, that's crazy. So how'd you get in contact with him?
We have a common friend. We have a common friend. I met him at a party, and actually last year we worked on Gia Medica VIP, this medical concierge,
Right.
and through him, he presented me to Victor, and yeah, that's where we're at now. So it was
That's
very
fire.
random. It was at a party. So yeah,
That's fire. What's the word with Luke Belmar? Isn't he doesn't he have a lawsuit right now?
there's
Or
something
he's
going
getting
on. There's something going on. I can't go into details too much, but let's say like this. He's partially right, and like he's also partially wrong. It's a
right.
very um complicated scenario because it's very nuanced, so to say. But yeah, he's on some things now, but he's not really, he's a very good talker, he's a very good speaker, and he can get his ideas out to the world. Like
Right.
but when it comes to business, he doesn't strike me as a very good business person. Yeah,
Mhm.
at least what's been my experience.
Right.
So you have to recognize each person's like strong parts and weaknesses as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
But he's a
I
great
feel
guy.
like with every business. Oh, sorry, did I cut you off?
No, I was saying he's a great guy overall. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with business, I mean, there's two aspects. It's like you have the like guy that's the operator and in the trenches, and then you have the guy that's like, the face of the marketer. Majority of the people that we see on Instagram, they're not the actual
Hmm.
like day to day operator. Especially, obviously, the most obvious one is like all these gurus, like the info gurus. It's
Russ
like,
Scales, all these people.
yeah, like those guys aren't running their own shit.
No.
Um, but like they're obviously good at getting attention. But like for example, like Brez's guy Pierre, like if you've watched any of his videos, like this guy's dialed in. Not to say Brez isn't, but like they have different skill sets.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I'm biased because I'm kind of like the operator. I feel like the operators are the more skilled one. But the reality is you probably need both. It's
Yeah.
like TJR is not fucking running his own ads. He's not building the sales team, doing any of that shit. He's just making dumbass videos. But I guess what are your thoughts on? Because this is a conversation that I could talk a while about. What are your thoughts on like on like info biz op? Not like coaching, but just biz op. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I have a very strong opinion about info products. I mean, let's say 10% of info right now is like legit, or like 15% is like actually
Right.
products I'd buy and like be happy with, and like watch. Most of info, to be honest, it feels to me like just kids who want to make fast money. And
Mhm.
there's some good info products out there with really skilled people who actually dedicated their years and their craft to what they're teaching. But let's say I buy a course from a guy, he's 17. Do I really think it's gonna help me in some way, shape, or form? No. So no,
Mhm.
those BizOps, if they're done well, they can print a lot of money, but I'm really careful about the ethics behind it because it really has to be a very good
Right.
product or a very good
Right.
yeah, info product.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my whole thought process behind it is like and this is coming from somebody who's spent like I probably spent over 6 figures on like coaching and info and things like that. Like BizOp to me is only helpful to a certain extent. Now, there's two sides of it. It's like obviously people are going to get called scammers if they're selling to their demographic. The average demographic for BizOp is a kid with no skills. He's just trying to start making money online. So the success rate is going to be very, very low. But on the other side of it, it's like if you were really about what you actually do, you would just scale what you're already doing right now.
Yeah,
So like the biggest thing is all these info guys are like, well, obviously it's another stream of income. Fair, but anyone who is running, for example, running a software company, running an e-com brand, running an AI agency, anyone who is running a legit operation, they know that the easiest way to make more money to scale, because that's everyone's claim is, oh, I'm trying to make more money. Sure, that's awesome. But anyone knows that singular focus and scaling what's already going to work and doubling down on what already is working is how you make the most amount of money. Like,
mm,
dude, imagine if we got fucking Jeff Bezos selling, how to build, a startup or some bullshit like that. It's like the guys that are selling BizHop, they're clearly not top in their class at what they're doing.
exactly.
Everybody knows. Um, but like the second aspect to it is like so many of these guys, they're just virtue signaling. They're like, oh, well, I too was in the same place,
Yeah,
18 years old. But
but
it's like, dude, everyone else was broke. And the reality is like you selling a biz op is not really helping like that many people out. It's just like you can just say you want to make money on it. Like no one really cares.
yeah, yeah, you nailed it. And I've seen, I was reading a book yesterday. I don't have the name right now, but it was very specific about uh, usually the top players, let's say in football, are not the ones who like won when they were young or like they got praised when they were young. They had to go through a lot of shit and like eat a lot of shit until they become pros and like they actually were better than the kids who got praised when they were kids because they just wanted to keep that standard and like be in that safe bubble where they got
Mhm.
praised, but never level up and be uncomfortable and yeah, just get to the next level. Besides those kids who never got praised, just worked hard and grinded, and they're now in the top league. That's a good example for it. Like let's say you have so much, a lot of people have a lot of potential. They could be good on a lot of things, but if you just use it for ego and like, yeah, I'm gonna sell this course, I know everything, that's the wrong mindset in my opinion. And there's like always something you don't know or like always something to learn
Right.
or to do better in. And I would not feel confident selling a course right now, for example, about any topic,
Right.
because I just don't think I should. I'm too young to be speaking about mastering a topic right now.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, the biggest thing too is like if you scale this company and you can actually sell it, you're going to make 10 times as much money as just some cash flow thing. And granted, there's dudes obviously running it up, 100K, 200K a month. But it's like all these gurus, if you're selling a biz op, majority of your marketing is towards lifestyle. So it's like, yes, that stuff is an expense. If you make 100K a month, like TJR, for example, he says he doesn't even like the cars, but he has to buy a new car because it's for marketing. It's like, dude, that just cuts so much of your money. Like, I just don't really understand it.
No, and the other thing is they're selling to kids. Like they're selling to
Right.
17-year-olds or like 20 years old, 20-year-olds. Well, I'm 20, but uh there's some other info products from a bit, let's say, people who thought about it a bit more, and they're targeting 30-year-olds, 45-year-olds. These people already have money. So why would you,
Hmm.
like, in my mind, if I would to sell an info product, why would I sell it to kids? If they,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah, you're saying if you were to sell an info product, it's like you might as well just sell to an older demographic.
Yeah, yeah, why
Yeah,
not? They have more money.
yeah, yeah. And dude, I've done like I've ripped B2C high ticket sales. It's like, bro, getting on a phone with some of those people, even if they're not like young, even if they're older, the average lead that's coming in through BizOp is they never have any money. Like every single call, it's like some dude like on his phone, like with a
Yeah,
screen like this. He's like, "How can I make money?" I'm like, "Bro, I already know I'm gonna put you on a payment plan for like
credit.
7 years on Klarna or some bullshit." So like the B2B route and actually building something, an actual company, is way bigger. Plus, I feel like everyone's sales resistance right now to coaching and courses is just so high because everyone's seen every single ad. So it's like now I feel like a lot of people are shifting to doing like a more done for you or service based approach, which I mean, really, that's really like how it should have been all along.
Yeah.
I guess who, because I mean, there's bullshitters out there. There's real guys. What do you watch or consume as far as just business content or like business books
Well,
and
I'd
stuff like?
say Alex Hormozy
Yeah.
strikes me as a very legit guy. But to a certain extent, like I just watched what I had to watch, and then I continued, right? Gary
Hmm.
V strikes me as a very legit person.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's not only about business, but let's say there's this one guy. He has a speaking course. It's called Stage Academy. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
Vinny Gyang.
I've I've gotten hit with those YouTube ads.
Yeah, Vinny Gyang. I'm not sure if I said his name right.
Mhm.
He's ultra legit. Like I watch his course on how to speak. Um, yeah, I'm not really watching courses right now or like consuming any business content. I'm just
Yeah,
doing business.
doing yeah.
But yeah, Alex is good. Yeah, I'd say him is good.
Yeah, I feel like to a certain extent, it's like there's really not that many videos you can watch. A big thing too is with Hormozy's obviously the goat, but it's like I feel like now a lot of his videos, because he has such a big audience, is more just like how to make how to make money in your 20s or like
Yeah.
fucking like how to win with AI in 2026, and it's not like it's not like specific advice. Like a lot of the stuff now, even if I'm on like a walk or working out, I'll listen to shit. And it's like what I find is the smaller channels that it's like, here's how I built this automation to do X, Y, and Z, or like here's how I'm building, AI agents. It's stuff that like that that's way more applicable
Well,
to actually watch
uh,
versus like the videos.
yeah, I do agree. I do 100%. And there's one guy who some folks might not know, Alex Becker. Have you heard about
Oh
him?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's super
He's a
legit.
goat.
He's a goat, yeah. I'd say him. His style is okay. He fucks around a bit, but it's still okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he has actual proof is the biggest thing. It like biggest thing too is if you're watching a video, it's like, all right, has this guy done the thing with Hermosi? We already know, and like Becker sold Hyros for I don't know 9 figures, so he's chilling. I guess to wrap things up, I guess what are kind of your goals as far as the next 5 or 10 years with business in general?
Well, yeah, of course, this call center AI, we want to, I mean, we want to scale it up to a certain extent, to multiple six figures per month, and eventually sell. And
Hmm.
I don't have real plans from there on. I'm just
Yeah.
next 2 3 years, it's gonna be call center AI. Um, if it works, great. Like if I get to the numbers I want, awesome. If not,
Hmm.
I take a break and go and do a banking career. I'm not sure if you know, I'm Swiss, Colombian. Um,
Oh, you're. I thought you were German.
I'm Swiss. I'm Swiss Colombian,
Uh,
and like I'm in university right now. To be honest, a lot of people say university you shouldn't go there, but I disagree. It's
mhm.
sort of how can you say it in English? Like a safety net, if you
Hmm.
can so speak. It's not for everyone, but and Switzerland is actually a good country to be employed at. So if I'm gonna do that route, it better be in Switzerland. So anyways, like there's no other way. Either I do this or call center AI really works out because
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, I've gone through this like chaotic lifestyle like it can get a bit chaotic like all-nighters um all these things, and I'd rather have a very structured life where you just know exactly what you have to do. Even right now, while working on call center AI, I try to have the same schedule and be very organized
Right.
with my time, which was not the case last year at all. So yeah,
What were
shifting.
you doing last year?
Yeah.
What were you doing last year? That
Uh,
was okay.
well, we're building out a Guia Medica VIP, like this concierge for the
Uh,
doctors, and it was very stressful because
yeah.
doctors have high egos. They cancel the recording at the last minute. They don't like how they look on the video, so you have to get the video down. Just a lot of
Right.
stress, and I'm trying to avoid that because life, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's multiple years in the future. So you just do the right things every day, and it's gonna be on the long run, it's gonna be completely fine. It's gonna be completely
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is what I meant to ask you earlier. What's the word with what's it called? Modafinil?
Modafinil, yes.
Yeah, what's the word on it? Because I was researching because I'm trying to figure out like how to obviously get an edge. I mean, right now I'm pretty dialed in, but it's like there's always there's always something else that I could do. For context, like I can't consume caffeine.
Right.
Like I get a bad reaction to caffeine. Like I just get way too jittery. So like
Mhm.
I just raw dog my work days. But I feel like there's something like in between that I could use like once a week maybe on
Yeah.
days that I'm lower. And I've heard Sam Altman is using it. What's the word on it?
Modafinil, absolutely have tried it, and I've used it for especially for these intense weeks where we're just grinding very hard. It's been very useful.
Mhm.
But you should like this is a very personal thing. For example,
Right.
I was diagnosed with ADHD, like but
Uh,
very slightly, not a lot. But people who have this ADHD can feel the effect of modafinil or Ritalin way more than a
right.
regular person. So first of all, I'd say get diagnosed if you even have this medical condition or not. And if you don't, it's still gonna be useful, but I'd say keep it for very specific purposes because you're dealing with pharmacology. It's not a natural pill. It was made in a
Right.
lab. So
Right.
the less you can depend on it, the better. Like
Mhm.
I'd prioritize sleep and like waking up at the right time, keeping like taking care of your circadian rhythm. It doesn't matter if you go sleep at 8 p.m. or like at 4 a.m. It doesn't really matter. It's just that you consistently sleep and wake
Right.
up at the right
Same.
at the same time. That's what's important. Like I learned,
Yeah.
and I'd focus more on sleep. But if you really have a very tough week, I'd say yes, try it out. Take some modafinil, but don't do more than once a week. More than once a week, it's unnecessary. Keep it like very limited. It's a very safe drug. It's even safer than Ritalin because what happens with Ritalin, I'm not sure if you know Ritalin.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Ritalin
I know the
has
whole backstory around it too.
Yeah, Ritalin has a lifespan of 3 to 4 hours, right? Modafinil has a lifespan of 12 hours or even longer.
Right.
The thing with Ritalin is it gives you a euphoria, like a semi-high. So it's like
Hmm.
cocaine. I've never tried cocaine, but
I've
usually,
I've done too much cocaine in the past.
okay. So usually when people take cocaine, they get high, and it's like a dopamine high.
Right.
And the other day they're under their threshold. What happens
Yeah.
with
You're
Ritalin,
like
it
shit.
gives you the same effect as cocaine, but like only 15%. But you can actually build up a Ritalin
Time.
dependency, right? That doesn't
Right.
happen with modafinil. There's no dependency. It's a very boring. It's very boring,
Mhm.
but it's to take with caution. Like that day you take it, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I've done, for example, like a year and a half ago, I was still in college. Dude, I was doing a lot of Adderall.
Yeah,
Like not like a crazy amount, but I don't have ADHD. So I was doing it, 3 or 4 times a week. Um, but obviously I wasn't on the prescription. So
right.
like I would feel like I felt like shit once I stopped because I'm like, all right, I can't be doing
Yeah.
this. And the thing is, I was doing it recreationally, like I was going
Mhm.
out and just going on it. So modafinil, there's no come down to it. It's just
Exactly. The only thing to watch is if you take too much of it. That's why I say like take like once a week, take 100 milligrams or 200 if you don't feel the 100, right? But like once a week, because if you do it every day or like first you're gonna have pain in like your brain, and
right.
like it's gonna stop being effective. You're not gonna feel it, and you want to get more and more dosage. So you want to prevent that. And how you do it is you cycle it. So all 3 weeks you just do a break. Like you stop, for example, if you're taking it, and then the body will restart the baseline, so to speak. Yeah.
That makes sense. Are you ripping any, bro? Everyone just talking about peptides 24/7. Are you ripping any?
No, dude, I've done a lot of research on this topic, and
Yeah,
peptides
same.
peptides is very good, but I'm too young for peptides. I don't really need peptides. Again, like
That's true.
circling back to the other point, sleep. If I sleep correct, like I'm doing now, I don't need
Yeah,
peptides because I get the same compounds from sleeping. And
right.
at the age of 30, 35, it starts becoming a concern where peptides could actually make sense. But for now, I'm not thinking
Mhm.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like so many dudes. I mean, everyone just wants a quick shortcut, so I feel like everyone's just trying to rip, just get the edge, which is fine. I researched CMAX or Semix. I'm not sure
Cemex.
how to pronounce it, but
Yeah.
that's one because I don't think I would never do a needle until, like you said, like I'm 35 and like my test is lower and I need
Yeah.
it. But like for something like nasal, like have you done any research on that? Because I've heard it's had good effects similar to modafinil. I've heard a lot of people getting off of Adderall take it. Have you researched that at all?
I don't. I need to do my due diligence. I haven't. No.
DMAX. Yeah, it's like it's a nasal thing. I guess it gives you a boost of energy, but I've heard it's similar to modafinil. Like you shouldn't do it that often, but you
Yeah.
should do it, and then you should take a break like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's fire. Real quick, just before I forget, as far as like you guys scaling call center AI, one thing that I've seen that it's been working for me a lot as far as like the companies that I'm partnered up with in B2B is obviously going directly and finding customers is awesome, but a big way that I've seen companies scale like way quicker than just doing directly to customer
Mm.
is partnerships. it sounds very very obvious, but like
Right.
for example, if you have call center AI, you're gonna go and partner up with marketing agencies, for example, and you can do like one or two ways. You can either do the affiliate model or you can do a white label model. So that's where I've been able to scale like a couple big sales teams to where like we're not even running that heavy paid or that heavy marketing because we're more just going directly to partnership companies and saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and white label it.
Yeah.
So if you paint it as the opportunity as, hey, if you're a marketing agency and you're already working with clients, in our niche, you can go directly to and scrape Claude code, go directly to marketing agencies there's a ton of roofing marketing agencies out there. There's a ton of HVAC, any blue collar marketing agency and say, hey, if you're already selling them on retainers or pay per lead, um, number one, you can make more money um, on top selling our call center AI. Either you can do
Yeah.
affiliate or white label. But most importantly, your customers are going to churn a lot less because they're going to have speed to lead. So if they use our system and you're the one generating the leads, you're going to be able to actually have a lot more success with your clients. So then in turn, maybe your LTV is, 3 months. Maybe now if they have a speed to lead system, they don't
Mhm.
churn for a whole year or something like that. So that's something that I would look into because I've just been grinding on that with a bunch of my companies rather than just going directly to these companies is just
Yeah.
focus on partnerships and you're able to scale a lot further, which is awesome.
Thanks for that. I'll
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out. That's that I'm not sure why this hasn't crossed my mind. This is
Yeah, that's something a big thing too is like because if you're, for example, running ads to these companies, it's
yeah.
like you get one lead and it's done. But if you're maybe running ads or doing outreach to these marketing agencies for partnerships, they may have 10 people under their belt. So
Yeah.
it's a lot faster to scale. And it's a big model is like you're essentially just acquiring a revenue stream versus having to pay for leads and close them and shit like that. So
Yeah.
plus, I've seen the close rates are a lot higher when you have partners because these people have already been sold. If a roofing company has already been sold to a marketing agency and they're already getting results, and this company says, "Hey, you should use the speed to lead tool," the likelihood that they close is going to be a lot higher versus you running cold traffic because then you have to build up,
Yeah.
the trust and things like that. So that's one thing
This
to
is
look
very
at.
good, John. Like this is awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thing is, dude, I've just gotten that from so many other business owners that I've learned from.
Yeah.
Um, I guess anything else you want to talk about or go over?
No, I mean, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be here and like you taking the time actually to talk with me and like this strategy you just shared with me, I'm actually gonna check it out and see how I can implement it because it's very valuable.
Yeah,
On the
exactly.
other note, uh, I know this is more about me, but I want to also know maybe if you can just recap it very fast. How's it going for you? What are your expectations for the next couple months for the end of the 2026? What are you looking towards? Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. So, essentially, dude, everyone throws out the term. It's like you're a growth operator.
yeah,
Biggest thing is I'm working with B2B companies. I'm not doing any info and shit like that. So, right now I'm working with a couple service-based companies. Then I'm working with a software company that's launching. So we run the full back end for these companies. So we run like the paid ads, all the marketing strategy, and then I also run the sales teams
mhm,
as well. So yeah, I mean, I've just been grinding. A big thing is like I don't. Before I was kind of running like a sales agency to where I was collecting a lot of companies and we were just doing their sales. But the biggest issue with that business model And granted, there's no perfect business model, but the biggest issue was I wasn't able to control the marketing. So it's like
Right.
I hate playing the blame game. I would rather just take something over and then just running it the way that I want to. So obviously, for me, it's like I just had to grind marketing, and the whole past year, my biggest focus: how can I become such a good marketer that even if I have the biggest retard closer on my team, which I don't bring on retard closers, but let's say I were, they were able to even close at, a 30 to 35% close rate.
Right.
Um, at the end of the day, like a lot of business owners, they put marketing and sales in a vacuum. But the reality is they're just one engine. Um,
Yeah.
but I would much rather have closers because I've been on bad offers where the marketing was shit. I would just rather have my closers in with a dialed in sales process where the leads actually know what we're selling
Mhm.
versus having to talk to, shitty leads and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm working on. And then I'm trying to grow, dude. I'm just trying to grow on socials. The biggest issue is I'd hate to be that guy to say like, oh, dude, I'm shadow banned because I'm not getting the results that I want. But like, dude, I've been running trial reels this past month and I'm getting zero views.
Hmm.
But the past 2 months, I was getting thousands of views. Now I'm getting zero views. So that's why I'm running this because I want to get more people on so I
Yeah.
can just run up my YouTube because YouTube is gonna bring a better audience anyways. So
Absolutely. Yeah. No, Instagram has been a bit flaky recently with their compliance. Um,
yeah,
Hopefully this
I don't know
changes.
what you've dealt with issues too.
Yeah. Um, it's not funny. It's mainly, the reason that they replaced a lot of human
Right.
setters with AI. So it should normalize, but I'm not sure when it's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, exactly. And one thing too, like obviously I talked to the guys at the global network, but like if you know what anyone else that wants to hop on, my thing is I want to grow my YouTube, and I feel like these videos are just a lot better because I want to post more consistently. But a lot of times I just run ideas, so like just having these conversations is a lot better. So if you know anyone else that wants to hop on, what we can do is like once my channel is growing too, like you and I can, have another sit down and
Yeah.
uh, you know, 3 months and then do a chat. But I also might be in will you be in Medellin?
I'll be in Colombia,
And
yes, in Medellin. Yes.
will you be in September?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, I might be back because I've been doing the South America shit too. So I might come down in
Let me know.
September.
You're super welcome, and for sure we can meet.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm in Mexico right now, but I'll be here for like 45 more days. But I do want to see Medellin. I was about to go um, when I was in Cartagena, but I ended up just
Yeah.
going to Buenos Aires. Is there? Have you ever ran into any issues as far as just like I know it's not dangerous, but like I know like with scammers and women. Have you ever ran into any issues?
No, actually, I haven't. And I've been living there for over 10 years, over 12
Oh, you've been here for 10
almost.
years. You
In
speak Spanish though, right?
I do speak local Spanish. I kind of look like I'm from there as
A
well.
little bit more, yeah.
So
See, with me, I pull
yeah,
up and they know I'm not Colombian.
yeah, you stand out there. So I'd say no, I haven't had any problems with anyone. You get
Yeah.
a seventh instinct when you live down there, for what
Yeah.
to look for. But it's the basics, like in any other big city. Just at
Right.
nighttime, don't go to like dark alleys and watch out for your drinks. Those kind of basic things. But no, it's completely safe if you really know how to move down there,
Yeah, no,
for
that
sure.
makes sense. Yeah, like when I was in Cartagena for like 4 months, I didn't have any issues, but like it was more just people were just trying to charge me more and shit like
Mm,
that, which, you know, I don't really care that much because compared to the US dollar. Um, But I've heard like a lot of stories about Medellin, but I feel like a lot of it is common sense. Like it'll be on the news, and it'll be like, oh, some guy got robbed by a chick,
Most
but it'll be
people
like,
who end up
see
being
what I mean?
robbed or get into problems is because they're chasing promiscuity, like they're chasing women. And the
Yeah,
second one is because they're just retarded. Like they don't follow
yeah.
the basic
Right,
things. If you're like I'd say you're gonna be fine. Knowing you
right.
from where I know you, you're gonna be fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine.
Because yeah, I'll see on the news it'll be like some guy that got drugged, but it'll be like some disgusting like 40-year-old dude,
Yeah,
and it'll be with like dude, you're meeting up with a 10 out of 10 Colombian that's like 21. Do you really think she was in your league? Like you got to use some fucking common sense. Even if I meet girls down here, sometimes I'm always like on edge. Like I
for
wonder if
sure.
something
You're in
about
Tulum right now, right?
I'm in Puerto Escondido, which is Pacific side.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, but
beautiful.
it's safe down here.
It's good.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, but
awesome. No, John, was a pleasure. A pleasure to talk to
yes,
you.
sir.
Let's do that what you mentioned. Maybe in 3 months we do another call. We stay in touch. And thank you a lot for that last strategy you dropped. I really appreciate sharing
Yes, sir.
that with me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right, Luis. We'll talk to you.
Have a good one. Bye bye. Cheers. Bye bye.